नीचे आता ऊपर करोगे स्क्रॉल करके तो
Today we are going to discuss the topic federalism. See, federalism is a political concept in which group of members are bound together by a covenant. I repeat, federalism is a political concept in which group of people are bound together by a covenant. Now you will ask, what is covenant? So covenant is an agreement between two or more members to do or not to do something. So in the same way, in federalism also, more than one level involves. Now see, federalism is derived from a Latin word called fidus. See, two types of systems prevail for running the government in the world. One is unitary, another one is federalism. So unitary, as the term indicates, single, means there is only one level of government, and the other governments, if there are, they are the subordinates of the central government. Okay, I repeat, under the unity system there is one level of system, one level of government, and the other governments are the subunits or the subordinates of the central government. They are answerable to the central government, and central government can pass any law or direct them to do anything. Central government can pass laws for the provincial governments, but in federalism the key feature is two or more levels of government. Two or more levels of government. See, notice this point, that these different level of governments, they govern the same citizens, means subject matter, subject to be government is same, but they differ in the area or authority. They govern the specific matters of legislation, taxation and administration. They govern the different matters of legislation, taxation or administration. Now see, now you will ask, who define these different levels? So these all things are clearly specified in the Constitution. These all things are clearly their areas are clearly defined in the Constitution, and the provisions of the Constitution cannot be changed unilaterally. Unilaterally means they can't be changed at the wish of one level of government. Provisions can't be changed unilaterally. Now see. Now, who will define that what the constitution says? So, here comes the role of courts. Courts, they have the power to interpret the constitution. Now see, each level is independent enough. Means independent, the word independent indicates that sources of revenue are different for each level. Now see, thus the federal system has dual objectives. What are the objectives? It has dual objectives. One is to safeguard and promote unity of the country, while at the same time maintaining the unity, it has to accommodate diversity. Okay, so let's once revise before we move to the different types of federalism. As what we have discussed till now, federalism, it is a political concept in which group of members are bound together by covenant. Covenant is an agreement between two or more people to do or not to do something. Federalism is derived from a Latin word fidus. Now see, there are two types of government systems prevail in the world. One is unitary, another one is federalism. Unitary, as the name indicates, it's a there is only one level of government, and other units of government or the other levels, they are subordinates to the central government. Central government can pass laws to specify, to direct the provincial governments to do something, to do anything. While in federalism there are two or more levels of government, but each level of government, they govern the same citizens, but areas regarding legislation, taxation or administration, they differ. Now, where are these work areas defined? It is defined in the constitution, and constitution is a rigid one, so the provisions, they can't be changed unilaterally. Now, what is written in there in the constitution? What is written there in the constitution? It is the job of the court to interpret, means to clarify what is written in the constitution. Each level of government is independent, means the sources of revenue are separate. They have their specified sources of revenue. so that the state governments, they don't need to depend entirely on the central government for running their administration. Finally, federalism solves two purposes. One is to safeguard the unity of the country while accommodating diversity. Now see, there are two types of federalism. One is coming together. Another one is holding together. In the coming together, independent states, they come together on their own to form a bigger unit. Means they come together, they come towards each other to form a bigger unit. And why they do so? Means in coming together, what they are gaining and what they are losing. So in coming together, they pool their sovereignty. They pool their sovereignty so that they can increase their security. Now, one thing, what is sovereignty? Sovereignty is the prime condition, is the key feature of any independent nation. For example, recently you all have heard and listened in the news that America killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan at Abbottabad. So, what was the objection raised by Pakistan? The main objection that was raised by the Pakistan was that America violated the sovereignty of Pakistan, because American army, they did not inform the Pakistani authorities about the operation. So how it could be possible that another nation performs some sort of military activity in a country without seeking the permission of the concerned government? So that means the sovereignty. Sovereignty means every country is free to form, to frame external and internal policies. Like India is a sovereign nation, and it's up to us, it's up to we people, that how our relations are going to be with our neighbors, with China, with Pakistan, with Sri Lanka. And no other country will interfere in this. Means America won't dictate us that how we are going to keep our relations with Pakistan or China. That we have to see. That is sovereignty. Examples of coming together federalism: examples, the biggest example is one of the largest democracies of the world, USA. Another, Switzerland. Another, Australia. In USA, different states, they came together and they form a bigger unit. US is the example of pure federalism. In US, a person has to take double citizenship, means the concept of dual citizenship. It exists in US. that a person, besides being an American, is also a citizen of the concerned state. If I talk of a state, then if pure federalism would there have been in India, then we would be having citizenship of India and Rajasthan. Now see, I repeat once again, we will discuss coming together federalism. Actually, it is the pure form of federalism. In this, what happens? Different states, they come together, they pool their sovereignty. Pool their sovereignty means they pool their sovereignty and identity. They pool their resources, means they combine their resources to form a bigger unit. And in this way, their overall strength is increased. Overall strength is increased, and resources, when they are combined, better use can be made out of them. Now, another type of federalism is holding together federalism. In this type of federalism, different units or different states, they are holded together by force. Means in this, central government is more powerful than the state governments. Examples: India. India is an example of holding together type of federalism. Spain and Belgium. So, pure form of federalism, coming together federalism, and another type of federalism is holding together federalism. In case of India, now we'll discuss India, a federal country. See, if we talk about the structure of our government, then India is a quasi-federal country. India is a quasi-federal country. Quasi-federal means the powers are divided into the central and the state governments, but central government is more powerful than the state government. And in our constitution, nowhere the term federalism has been mentioned. In the Article 1, it is clearly written, India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. Union, the word union of states. In America, you might see that in one of the states the death punishment is there, but in other state this might not be there. Different punishments are there for different crime, but in India this is not so. This is not the condition. The same law prevails throughout the country. Now, if we talk about the features of a federal government. Then these are the following features. Division of powers. Division of powers means the powers are divided between the central government and the state government. And how this division takes place? There are three types of lists. One is union list. Second is state list. And the third is concurrent list. We will discuss about this later on. The different types of what are the subject matters of the respective lists. Then, but I would like to tell you, union list is the list on which central government has the right to make laws or to take decisions. State list is the list on which state governments can take decision. And concurrent list, it is a type of list on which both union and state government can take the decision. But in case of any dispute, the central government will have an upper hand. Now see, another feature is written and rigid constitution. In India, Indian constitution is one of the largest written documents, is the largest written constitution of the world. And basically, what is constitution? Constitution is also an agreement which lays down the basic structure of government under which the people are to be governed. And rigid means changes can be made, but no changes can be made until and unless both the state and central governments are approved to this change. And constitution is supreme. It means all the powers exercised by the central and state government, they are specified by the constitution. Third feature of federal government is independent judiciary. Independent judiciary means the courts will interpret what's there in the constitution, and if there is any dispute between the government of India and one or more states, or between two or more states, then courts are there to settle the dispute. So let us revise about India. India is a quasi-federal structure, as I told you. Quasi-federal means powers are divided between the central and the state government, but central government has an upper hand. Center is more powerful, much more powerful than the state government. And why this is so? Because India is a land of diversity. If central government is not more powerful, then we might would have seen the country dividing into different regions on the basis of religion, language. There are many diversities. That is why our structure is such that powers have been given to the state government, but still the central government is more powerful. Now the features of federalism are division of powers. How these powers are divided? Powers are divided on the basis of three lists. Union list, state list and concurrent list. Union list is the list on which the central government can make laws. State list is the list on which state government can make laws, and concurrent list is the list on which both union and state government, central and state government can make laws, but in case of any dispute, state government has an upper hand. Second, we have a written and rigid constitution. Written means everything is clearly specified, and rigid means no changes can be made until and unless both central and state government are agreed. Third is independent judiciary. In case of any disputes between center and states or between two or more states, then judiciary is there to settle the dispute. Okay.